What is up, YouTube? I'm Mekk-Knights here. So we're going through the rundown on the decks again, and then this thing popped up. So Exodia Man uploaded this. David Wu got second place out of the Providence, Rhode Island regional with this. So what exactly is this? This is going second. We destroy our opponent deck, and we have some very interesting tech cards in here. So we have Psychic Fervor. Or Fervor? I don't want to know. During the battle phase, target one face-up monster you control. You lose life points equal to its attack, and if you do, that monster's attack is doubled until the end of the turn. It cannot attack directly during the turn that you activate this card. You can only activate one Psychic Fervor per turn. You know who loves things like this? Purgatrio, just because you swing over a large field. So basically, our whole life purpose, we're a going second deck. Alright, we're going to look at our opponent. We're going to go, really nice deck you got there. We also have dedicated cards to just load our Kaiju up. Like literally, if we open up a Fervor and 2 copies of Limiter Removal, holy moly, you are going to get wrecked. You know, plus an Honest, it's not going to be a good time for your opponent. So we're Kaiju Wars the deck with a lot of stall built in to our deck. So we have one copy of Alistair the Invoker. We are accessing a mini Invoker engine to give us access to, you know, Purgatrio and Makaba. Makaba giving us disruptions, and the Purgatrio giving us the full destruction on our opponent. So very important to understand that those are going to be useful cards. We have triple copies of Gamma Seal. This is going to be our little Kaiju that we're going to hand to our opponent, and we're going to mow over this poor thing. We have triple copies of Honest, so this is going to be our main interaction through the Makaba for a defense boost. Inspector Border, if our opponent tries to make a monster to out over us, and we can Honest it, as long as they got a link or something on the field. And then, you know, of course, interactions with the Kaiju. Or Honest with Honest, quite honestly. Like, you can do that too. We have the one Inspector Border. If we hard open it, we give us the chance to counter our opponent. A very interesting tech choice, though, for a one-up engine. Then we have triple copies of the Light Machine Kaiju so that we can mow down our opponent in a moment's wake. Like, this is so cool. Then we have the one copy of Nibiru. Once again, decent hand trap going second. It's also a light monster. I wish it was machine, but it is not. So we do get a cool interaction with the opponent when we just bomb dive them with this for the control. But no real loss. Like, we just opt for second every game. We have triple copies of Demise of the Land so that we can stick the Mystic Mine on the field and punish our opponent. Triple copies of the Board Wipe. This effectively gives us access to our Kaiju, which is basically what we want. We have the one copy of the Invocation, giving us access to Purgatrio Makaba. We have one copy of Lightning Storm. Once again, same logic here. We have the one Nibiru, so we have the one Lightning Storm to counter going second. Triple copies of Wind Condition, because we got to rev it up to the max. One copy of Meltdown. I'm loving the one card engine. Triple copies of the Mystic Mine package, just so your opponent goes, but what do? We have one copy of One Day Peace, triple copies of Pot of Extravagance, triple copies of Fervor, and the one copy of Terraforming. Then we have triple copies of Evenly Matched, one copy of Metaverse, and we have one copy of the Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light. So once per attack, when opponent's monster declares an attack, you can pay 1,000 light points to negate that attack. During your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard. This turn, your opponent's monsters cannot attack you directly. Once a built-in protection so that your opponent doesn't wreck you, it's right here. Extra deck, we have triple copies of the Secure Gardna and the triple copies of the Almirage. So basically, we go to our Alistair, we go into the Almirage, we go into the Secure Gardna, we have access to our fire for the Purgatrio at all stages in the game anyway. So no problem having access to either of these. Plus you're maximizing on your numbers, so you can make sure that, you know, Extrav doesn't mess up your day. We have triple copies of Link Rebo, one copy of Phoenix, one Queen Tiara Misu. This is a meme, right? Like, we have one Purgatrio and triple copies of Makaba for the control. Side deck, we have two more copies of the Inspector Border, one more copy of Nibiru, triple copies of the Galaxy Cyclone, just so that we can board wipe our opponent's back row. We have the one Lightning Storm, two copies of Prohibition, triple copies of Heavy Storm Duster, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment. We're basically a stun control deck with an explosive OTK engine that we can just draw while we're hiding behind the Mystic Mine and wreck our opponent's day. Like, I'm fairly impressed that this guy was able to do so well with this. Like, kudos for the innovation, though. Like, I love cool things like this. Man, imagine just if we could activate more than one Trigger for turn, but, you know, it's okay. One is enough. Next up, we have other stray deck list here. Now, this one was kind of interesting. This was a first place out of the Rochester Regional. Anthony Parisi? Yeah, piloted this. And it's Magical Musket Mekk-Knight. Now, I haven't seen these two interact together, surprisingly, as a deck. We're still using the Mekk-Knight engine to basically set up columns, and then we're using cast bars and stuff to resolve searches while, you know, Max is setting up a field for us. It's technically giving us columns, because we can go search for stuff to set. But this is interesting in terms of combination for the metagame. So, we have triple copies of Caspar, 2 copies of Doc, 2 Kid Brave, and triple copies of Starfire. So we have 10 main decked monsters dedicated to this. We have triple Blue Sky, 1 Indigo Eclipse, triple Nightfall, 1 Red Moon, and 1 Yellow Star. So we have a monster lineup of 19 with a 9-card Yellow Star, or the Mekk-Knight engine, and 10 monsters for the Magical Muskets. No hand traps, by the way. We have 1 Cross Domination, 2 Mind Control, 1 Reborn, triple Desires, 2 Extrav, 1 Succession, with the 2 copies of World Legacy Memories. Traps, we have triple copies of Evenly Matched to just fully disrupt our opponent. Triple copies of the Infinite Impermanence. This is our actual hand trap, by the way. It blanks a column and gives us access to things. 1 Dancing Needle, 2 Desperado, 2 Last Stand, and the 1 copy of The Secret. Okay. We have 1 Spectrum Supreme, triple Morningstar, 1 Avermax, triple Max, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Borreload, 1 Blackluster Soldier, and 1 Appaloosa. Side deck, we have 2 Droll Knockbird, triple Called by the Grave, 2 Twin Twister, 1 Red Reboot, triple copies of Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Strike, and 2 copies of the World Legacy Awakens. So, basically, this is just, we go second, we mollywop our opponent, we Mekk-Knight engine them, we generate more advantage through the Magical Musketeer engine for defense, and you just get the best of both worlds here, basically through Desperado's Last Stands. This deck scares me, quite honestly. Like, good job, Anthony. Like, this is cool. Like, for terms of innovation and things like that, I didn't expect anything cool like this to come up. And then the last list we have here, this was Team Bortle. We had another Orcust list. Now, I just wanted to feature this because Orcust has been really up in the air. A lot of players have been messing around with cool ideas with this, and some players are just not really sure where to go with this. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's put this up on a video, showcase this, and just show that, yeah, this deck is still alive and still doing its thing. Also, citing the Shadal package here to get access to Winda actually is really good. So we have 1 copy of Armageddon Knight, 2 copies of DD Crow, 1 copy of Dark Gruffer, 2 Phantasme for the draw power, 1 Gizmek, 1 Jet Synchron, more synergy to be seen in 3 weeks with this card, 1 Bombard, 2 Simple Skeleton, triple copies of Orcust Nightmare, 1 Fridge, and triple copies of the Recycler, and 2 copies of the World Wando. We have triple copies of Allure Darkness for draw power, triple copies of Called by the Grave, 1 Foolish Bro, 2 Instant Fusion, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Babel, 2 copies of Orchestrated Return, 2 Desires, 1 Rhoda, triple Super Polymerization, 2 Twin Twister, and 1 copy of the Orcust Crescendo, wrapping up the main deck here. Quite honestly, very standard. DD Crow is just that hard counter to the meta here. We have 1 copy of Zero Boros, 1 Scrap Wyvern, 1 Longrisu, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 IP Masquerena, 2 Galtea, 1 Boral Sword, 2 Dingrisu, 1 Almerduk, 1 copy of the Thousand Eyes Restrict, and 1 Winda. Side deck, we have 2 Droll Knockbird, triple copies of Nibiru, 1 Shadal Dragon, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Mind Control, triple copies of Shadal Fusion, and 2 copies of Evenly Matched, wrapping up this list. Super Volley main deck, that just tears through the meta. Especially when you have access to the Almaduke, you can make your own Winda off of your opponent's monsters. Like, good times. The fact that this card exists and is such a powerhouse just ripping through the opponent. Like, so good. So what do you guys think about these lists? Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.